everyone.
What up? Why I always an extra run? I got to turn it down.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
I know.
Hey everybody, it is the Bodega Ladies in the building, and tonight we are hosting our very informal, very informative Meet the Bodega Ladies. So I'm going to turn it over to Flora Delicata. Before I do that, let's make some introductions. My name is Shotty Mills. Boop, boop. We have next to me, we have Double D. We have Flora Delicata. We got our girl D New. And of course, we got our little baby sister, the baby, Miss Titus, too. All right, Michelle. Sorry. Flora Delicata. Take it away.
You don't care. My name already in the streets. It don't make a difference at this point. So I just want to welcome all you guys to Meet the Bodega Ladies. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. Everyone who has subscribed, we'd like to thank you guys for subscribing to our YouTube channel. We also like to thank everyone who has followed us on Instagram. So we do thank you guys for all of the love that we've gotten. Tonight, you're going to get to know us a little bit better. Some of us are more sharing. I'm the one who share everything because I don't really care. Some of us a little bit more sharing than others, so you might get more information than you probably really want to know, or you might not get none. You'll find out soon. So we're just going to jump right into this because it's kind of late. And our first thing that we're going to address is how did we meet? So take it away, D-New.
Oh, it's me. Okay. What's up, everyone? I see you guys in the live chat. It's good to see you. Okay, so this is how we got together. Some of you know this story, but it all started with someone who's in the chat right now. He identifies as the BK apologist. BK stands for Buck. Don't get it twisted. It's not Brooklyn. Don't get it twisted. So what happened is that BK, Alfredo Valentin, BK apologist, he started the Bodega Bible Talk on his YouTube channel on Friday nights. Most of you guys know about that. If you're not subscribed to BK, do that now, please. Just do the right thing. And so BK started that, and he had his guests would come on, and they were his fellow male apologists and friends too. And they would just talk about stuff that's going on in the news, what's going on in the media, just different things. And so one night, BK said, you know, it would be cool to have some ladies come through the bodega just to get a female perspective. And so when he said that, he had certain ladies in mind. And so what happened for me, as it pertains to me, I had done some behind the scenes work for the Cyber City Apologetics Conference, which is a conference that BK and vocab put on. And so BK got it in his head to put me in charge of forming the chat group and getting all of the ladies that he had been thinking of. So long story short, I don't know if anyone else wants to chime in on the long story. I'm going to condense it. Long story short, some of the ladies didn't end up staying in the chat with us. And so what happened was Ty went and she went out in the streets and she got Shotty Mills and added her to the chat. And then Michelle went out in the streets and got Double D there. So it was, well, as soon as they came to chat, we all just vibed together. I had known Ty from before. Me and Ty we've been. So and then Ty met Shawnee online, right? Yeah. And then Tiff and Michelle have been friends for a while. And so that is how the Bodega Ladies started. I want to reiterate that it was supposed to be a one-time affair, a one-time deal. It was supposed to be what they call a one and done. However, we're not done and we weren't just one. So here we are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to bring Dana on anyway. Let me not hold you. I already told her, even before the other people left, I was like, just be ready because I'm dragging you into this. Just know that you coming.
True.
And I mean, they
That's
had still
true.
been here. She still was coming.
Yeah.
I had to sacrifice my first unborn child who's never gonna get born to get her on here. But just know she was coming because I was like, I need you to be ready Friday at 10 o'clock on the
Yeah.
19th. And she was like, okay. I said, no, I'm serious. Be ready. Be ye ready. In
And
season, out of season.
Dana came in, and we all vibed, but the thing is that Dana was a
Came in
watcher.
acting funny.
She's like a watcher on the wall.
She came in acting funny. She came in acting funny.
No, hold on.
Charitable.
If y'all
Charitable.
gonna stop telling the story like I ain't satin right here, like I ain't satin.
We had to pass the Dana test. Apparently, praise God, we passed your test.
She came
That
in
is correct.
acting funny. So
That is-
Ty, let me tell y'all
That's
about
right.
Ty.
That's right.
Sweet. And she's so sweet. She was like, Shawnee, do you want to come? You know, BK, he's trying to get the ladies together. And I think you would be so great. and I'm like, girl, I don't want to be on nobody's video. She was like, no, you would be so great. Please. It's just one time. Come on. Dina is gonna be up there. Michelle, you know, I had interacted with them in the live chats on certain videos. So I'm like, Ty, I don't have nothing to say. All this other kind of stuff. Ty persisted. So I get in the chat and I'm like, hey y'all, what's up? How you doing? Like
She wanted to do it. She wanted to do it the whole time.
You came in with caps, didn't you? You came in with caps.
Mm-hmm. I came just on 1,000.
She came in like a wrecking ball. Ready.
And Michelle, D knew we was all vibing, whatever. Had Dana in the corner. She would just look. She wouldn't have no emoji reactions and nothing. I was like, what is going on here? Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you, Shawnee, which is true, which we'll get into it a little later. I'm a little different than the rest of them. That part is true. When I joined the group, but Michelle knows that about me. I will watch you so I can move accordingly. I need to see how you move, what's going on. That's true. But Shawnee not telling you, me and Shawnee actually used to bump heads when we first started. But we get along now. But me and that one right there, this one on the other side of me, let me tell you. Me and Shawnee be like, so like, here's the topic. And Shawnee be like, I think. I'll be like, but I think. So, just know we had some lovely beginnings of the Bodega Ladies. Just know.
It was beautiful. She was acting funny, y'all. Y'all could thank that.
A little bit.
Pocket. She was acting funny.
Yeah.
She wasn't acting funny. Tiff don't like that. Well, Dana doesn't like to talk to people. Look, I adopted her. Let me not hold you. I adopted her. She didn't really want to be my friend for real. And I was like, Dana. I wore her down. And then when I got done wearing it down, I was like, hi. And she was like, at that point, she already knew wasn't no escaping because I had already put her in the web. So she ain't had nowhere else to go.
Poor BK. He just in the middle.
Hilarious.
Referee.
Going on. BK just like, I think the first time I got in there, I was like, Lord, BK is about to open up this chat in the morning. Like, what is going on here? Because we literally were just conversing, vibing, getting to know one another, preparing for the show, and blowing up this message, this message box that we had on Facebook. It was a time. It was something. And Dana, you know how Facebook lets you know who's seen the messages. All she doing is see. That's it. Not sure she just see. But yeah,
I'm a ninja.
That's how we met. That's how we met.
Yeah. True story. All of that. True.
Yeah, all of it is very true. So now we're going to get into what our church backgrounds are. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first since I haven't really said much thus far. Okay, so I grew up in a non-denominational church. So praise teams, no choirs really. Well, rarely did choirs. Bible study on Wednesday nights, church every Sunday. That was not disputable. Like on Sunday mornings, your butt is going to church. It just is what it is. Didn't really have a lot of Christian friends growing up, and I think that's one reason why I vibe so good with all of these girls, because it was nice to not only have women in my life who were born again Christians, but women who could talk theology. Like, that's why me and Shawnee hit it off the bat. To be honest, we were saying what's up in the live chats. We found each other on Facebook. And then me and Shawnee, day one, we talking about gifts of the Spirit and all kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, she would be perfect for the Bodega Ladies. And that is why I asked. But yeah, so I don't have I don't have a background that doesn't include church. I've been in church my whole life. All right. That's it. That's all.
Well, I'll go next then, since no one else is volunteering. I also grew up in church my whole life. Like, I was born a Christian. I know they say you can't be, but I promise you, I came out like, praise Jesus. That's probably one of my first words, because I'm the patron saint of baby Christian. But no, I was really raised in church my whole life. And I had church. We had church Sunday. We had choir practice on Saturday. We had Bible study Wednesday, miscellaneous church Tuesdays and Thursdays, and just whatever was happening on Friday. Like, because they're like, you can't be out here sinning, so we're gonna have church on Friday, so you can't go to the club. I'm like, fam, if they really want to go, they can stay come to church. But we had church anyway, like all the time. I was just like, I'd be in church doing my homework, because we was always in church. So I grew up in church too. When I turned probably about 14, I was like, I kind of was like, you know what? I don't really want to be bothered with church no more. I'm good. I'm just going to go ahead and become an atheist. My parents was like, ain't no atheist going to be living in our house. And I was like, well, you can't put me out because I'm a teenager. my parents were like, you want to bet? Want to find out if that's a possible thing? And I was like, never mind. So they kind of forced me to look in the historicity of Jesus. And so that kind of got me, like, I didn't know what apologetics was, but that kind of put me on the path of apologetics. So I had to thank my parents for that. Also, I was taught evangelism when I was like 6 and 7. We would go to people's doors. we get regular apostolic Christians, and we go to people's doors. So like when people would do the Jehovah's Witness jokes, I was like, that's what we do though. And I found out that most Christians don't go to people's doors. We did though, all the time. That's one thing we did Saturday. After choir practice, you can go to people's doors and you gonna offer them Jesus and some cake. Like, we always had some cake and we gave you Jesus. So I did that. But when I got into like learning about the historicity of Jesus, learning more about church history, then I kind of was like, I took my walk with Christ a little bit more serious than I had as a kid. And then, it's probably for another day, Pastor Damon got me put out of my other church. But we ain't even gonna discuss that right now. He know what he did. He know how he got me put out of my church. Just know Pastor Damon got me put out my last church I was in. That's right, Pastor Damon. You heard it live on Meet the Bodega Ladies. He know what he did. But it was, I needed to leave. It's not a bad church, but but some of the theology was off, and it was only but so much more I could take. Like, it's not even the theology was terrible. Well, it kind of was a little bit. It was off, so I had to get out of there. So that's basically my church background. I have been in church since I was born. And I legit got saved when I was like 5 years old. Like, that's not even playing, because my parents was like, you're not saved. They reminded me as a kid, you're not saved until you make your own confession. And I was like, what? Because I'm thinking I'm saved. I go to church every day. I got to be a Christian. They was like, nope, nah, player, you ain't no Christian until you go up there and accept Jesus and you repent. I'm like, when I repent of, I'm fine. They're like, it don't matter. You don't listen to us. So apparently you ain't listening. You got to repent of that too. And I was like, God, forgive me for telling my parents no, because obviously I ain't supposed to say no to them. But I mean, they asking me to do stuff I want to do. I thought the answer was no. It's not how it works. So that is my very interesting church background.
I'll go next. So I too grew up in church. My background is Jamaican, so my childhood years were in the New Testament Church of God, and apologetics was not even a thing, not even known, probably. I don't know if still not known, but I'm just saying that I did not grow up in any type of apologetics type of situation. But I did grow up watching people who loved God and who served him the best that they knew how. and just really great examples growing up, great examples of my Sunday school teachers who really just got those Old Testament stories into our head. Anyhow, it was growing up in church was a good experience. My first exposure to apologetics didn't happen like Michelle's did. Mine happened when I went to university. University was really like the first time that my faith was challenged by anyone. You know, growing up, I was always surrounded by Christians. So university was the first time where that wasn't the case. And because I had professors and smart people who were saying that, you know, God doesn't exist, and how Christianity is like any other religion, and everything that you would hear in a university is what I heard. And so that was my my entry into discovering looking for something. And what I found was apologetics. But that is a little bit of my church background history and a little of my apologetics background.
I'll go next. We're going to go with my background as an adult. I typically always have been a part of non-denominational churches. That's my preference too. So when as an adult, I joined a very small non-denominational church, but they were really big on two things: being able to rightly divide the word, meaning you could be a regular person and you may get called to teach a lesson, but he being the pastor taught you how to teach a lesson, how to break down the text. That was a big thing at that church. And then another big thing was your identity in Christ, being rooted and grounded in Christ. So I was there. So I was honed and groomed in that type of setting, just like really getting into scripture, really being able to know what you believe and teach, and just being grounded in Christ. And from there, because God has a very funny sense of humor concerning me in churches, I ended up going to a Latino church, like a Latin, like they in there speaking Spanish, like, yeah. And I spent a lot of years there as a youth leader. It still was non-denominational though, but I think it had some sprinkles of some Pentecostalism. But it was non-denominational. And then after that, the Lord, again, because he got a funny sense of humor with me, he sent me to a multicultural church, and that's where I am currently at. So that's my church background.
So there's me. I think I may have the most colorful of everyone. So as a small child, we went to a Baptist church. I grew up in a country that is predominantly Christian. We do have, Jehovah's Witnesses and all that stuff, but for the most part, everyone is Christian. So I grew up in a Baptist church. Then we moved, and I went to a fundamental Baptist church. And I'm talking about super fundamental Baptist church, no drums in the church, no pants at church. Church was Sunday morning and Sunday evening. Women, you could only sing in church. That was it. You couldn't even pray. Those types. That's the fundamental Baptist church I went to. I got saved. For real. I think I was about 14. I got saved. Then the church I went to wasn't really big on discipleship, like walking this out. Like I didn't have Dana's experience about somebody actually coming alongside you and walking it out. And so life happened. I had some things happen that didn't quite line up with what I thought should be happening for a believer. So I strayed a little bit. I was all over the place. Yes, I was. I never really got to a place where I thought God didn't exist or anything like that. But I went to college, and I remember I was in this religious class, and they were talking about the different types of religions. Like I think we were talking about Islam and something else. And I remember having this real argument with this guy about, but what if you grew up in a Muslim country and you never heard about Christianity? Then what? And he was a Christian, and we were going back and forth. And then I remember I had some things happen again, and I repented. I went to church, I repented. Then I got caught up in the Word of Faith movement. So I was into a bunch of Word of Faith churches in the Bahamas. That's where I grew up. I moved to North Carolina to go to college. I was in a Word of Faith church there, but there were people there that really, really loved the Lord. They, I honestly will say that they loved the Lord, and they were worshiping Him according to, what they thought was, or what they thought was correct. No idea about apologetics. When I say no idea about apologetics, I'm just like, I don't even know what that's all about. Until a friend of mine on my Facebook timeline was into Hebrew Israelism. And I was like, what is this? What is this? What is this? So, I'm engaging with her, and I'm like, I gotta find more. I gotta find out more about what she's into. And then the whole entire world of apologetics is opened up to me. I found all these videos of people debating. I start finding that this is actually a thing that you could go to school to study. And so, yeah, that's how I kind of got introduced into this world several years ago. And then just standing on the outskirts, just looking in, never in the live chats or anything. So I started engaging in the live chats, and then I met Ty, and the rest is history. So yeah.
Beautiful, Shawnee. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories. So next question we're going to answer is, how did we get into the illustrious UA, the urban apologetics community?
Well, already kind of gave my story. That's it. My friend was into Hebrew Israelism, and I was determined that I was going to be armed and ready to, kind of go back and forth with her on some of the very crazy things she was in. I think she was in one of the camps, actually. And so, I'm like, I'm going to be prepared to get my friend out of this, because this seems really crazy. And through that, I found out that I was in Word of Faith. I didn't even know it was a thing called Word of Faith. I really didn't. I just thought everybody was Christian, and this is what we did. And so I got into that, and then just digging through that. Again, I was on the fringes. This is a few years ago. So I'm just on the outskirts, just watching. I'm just looking at videos and all that stuff. And then as I got more, as I deconstructed and reconstructed my own theology, I started to engage more in the UA, and here I am today. So yeah.
I got a little bit of a background with the Hebrew Israelites too. I think everybody, that is how you get in UA. You debate Hebrew Israelites, and then the next thing you know, you're down the rabbit hole and there's no coming back. So I had a friend that I went to church with who converted to Hebrew Israelism. So we debated probably every day, and I learned a lot. I learned how messed up that belief system is. And I also learned that some of my beliefs were a little bit jacked up too, and weren't quite biblical. So I started to look on YouTube for things about Hebrew Israelites so I could get some ammunition to fight back. And that's how I stumbled on Vocab Malone's channel. So I would watch Vocab. At one point, I think he used to go live like every day. So he would post every day. I would listen. And then I heard him talking about different channels, Adam Coleman, Sister Cherry, things like that. So then I start adding everybody's channel. And then I go on Facebook and I start seeing these people on Facebook. So I start adding them on Facebook. And then I started to go to the Urban Apologetics conferences, whatever conference that I could go to. Like before the pandemic, I legit flew all over the country going to conferences about Hebrew Israelites, about just urban apologetics in general. Epiphany had their frequency conference. I think that's probably one of the last ones I went to. That one was dope. I got to meet Michael Heiser and Pastor Eric Mason, Sarita Lyons, just a lot of other cool people. So it's been a journey. Every day something new pops off in the UA. It's pretty crazy, but it's been a ride. Now I'm enjoying it thus far. So
I'll go next. So for me, how I got into apologetics, I'm a street person, meaning like if you really know me, you can find me in the streets, like for real, for real. So the first time I ever heard I'm a Moor is on the street. the black woman is God, I'm on the street. Like, I'm talking to somebody like, hey, sir, I would like to talk to you about Jesus. He was like, no, my sister, you are God. I'm like, fam, what? Oh, okay. So I come from like literally the streets as far as apologetics goes. How did I get into the urban part? Michelle, 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 and Michelle. I ended up right here from Michelle. So like I said, I was out there on the street. I was outside. I was outside and I talked to you all day. But Michelle was like, come on, let's do this show. Okay. And so then from there I met everybody on the screen, some of the same people that they mentioned. Then I started to know them. But yeah, I came from the streets though. And that's how I got here.
And I'll go next because Michelle's laughing at the truth of those words. So, I mean, I have the same story as Shadi and Miss Titus too. My entry into the UA arena came because I know someone who got involved in Hebrew Israelism. And so I went online trying to get more information. I actually remember hearing about it when I was in university. But once I started to hear about it again, I realized that this was that. Anyhow, I went online, like I said, and I found vocab. And so I went to his YouTube channel and just went through all of his videos, getting more information. And the thing about it is that I kept on going to his shows and just interacting. Really, it was just interacting in the live chat with people. From there, I became a moderator on his channel and as well started just to help him with things, ministry things. And then I became a moderator on other channels. And I really was just, it was just a gateway to other channels and to other people. And so really that is the catalyst for me being here.
Well, I never was trying to be in nobody's UA. Let me not hold you. I'm with Tiff though. Like I still do evangelism. Like not as much because of the coronavirus, but before coronavirus, I would go out 2 to 3 times a month to go to the street to minister to people. Again, when I was a kid, like 7, 8, my grandmother and my parents literally took me out to do street evangelism. I thought street evangelism was normal. So even when I was in college, I always did like street evangelism. Like if Brandon Moses is here, we would be on the weekends where everybody's kicking it. We'd be on the weekends like Jesus Christ, and just like stopping people and giving like ministering the gospel. So like I would just be on the street. So I heard a lot of things like atheist arguments and stuff. So then when I like 14 years ago, my parents bought me a book called Christian Apologetics, which kind of explained. I was like, well, I'm already doing this. So now I got a name for it. And then I never wanted to be in the UA. I don't know how I got dragged into this. One day I was in the chat and somebody said something stupid. I was like, well, biblically, that's not right. And this is what the Bible say. And then, thank you, Boo. And then like I heard, then I was like, that's not right. So next thing I know, I guess I was with the urban people and now I'm stuck with the urban people. Regular apologists, if y'all looking for somebody, I'm available because I don't know how I got stuck with the urban people. That's all I'm saying. I just got stuck here. I was like, I don't know how I got stuck here, but somehow I guess because one, it probably
don't do that. Yeah,
it probably was a Hebrew Israelite too. It probably was a Hebrew Israelite who said something, and I was like, that's not right. And next thing you know, bam, urban. Blame the Hebrew Israelites. I'm just saying. Look, I blame them too because I swear it probably was a Hebrew Israelite that got me into this mess, and I don't even remember who it was. I just was like, that ain't right, sir. That is not right. Whatever you saying is not biblical. And next thing I know, bam, I'm urban.
It's funny. We have to thank the Hebrew Israelites and their heresy for being here. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank you. So I'm not an artist, but you can go ahead. All right, Michelle, go ahead.
So next we will discuss some of our areas of interest that we like. It doesn't necessarily have to be like apologetics or anything like that. So we'll just discuss some of our areas of interest. So I'll go first. Mine is I like history. like just regular history. I really love history. I actually like to study thermodynamics because the contraction and expansion of the universe is like really fascinating to me. And it's actually, you can, it's a part of apologetics if you know how to use it too. So I really like to study thermodynamics, and I'm for the streets. That's my other interest, being for the streets.
Lord have mercy on Michelle. So, some of my interests include I like fighting. Um, that is
She's
true.
wait. Let's put that in context. What does people be thinking? You out here, you supposed to be out here fighting in these streets. What are they? Put that in context.
So right now I'm a retired martial artist. So that really is something that I do like to do. I like sparring and fighting. I'm not lying in that regard. So I like to spar and I like to fight. I like reading. I like to travel. I like to cook. And as far as apologetic goes, my interests include making disciples and doing life with people. I really am that person for real. And talking about sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that I like.
Mm-hmm. I'll go next since I'm unmuted. So what do I like? Y'all, I love fashion. Don't say nothing. I don't want to hear nothing y'all have to say up here. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't even do it. Let me go ahead.
I love fashion too, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
I love fashion. I love fashion. I love shopping. To the point that, you know, I may or may not have a side hustle at a clothing store in the mall. I also I'm interested. I love to travel. So coronavirus is really bothering me right now because it's really shut down a lot of my ability to move around. I like lipsticks as well. Red lipsticks is one of my favorite colors. And I also like wigs. That's just things that I like. I love to read. And I enjoy spending time with people, with my friends, with my true crew. What I like apologetics wise. So of course, coming out of Word of Faith, I'm very big on just being able to dissect the different heretical, heterodox type teachings that abound in Word of Faith theology, just because I know where it led me. I also am very interested in history as well. So I have a ton of books that I've bought, like Israel from the Exodus to now, all that types of stuff. I also love to read, and I'm very, very interested in just discovering things about the ancient Near East. So my brothers like Apologist in Detroit, BK, all these brothers, I'm so excited to be in community with them because it's so fascinating to me, that culture and that context. So those are some things that I'm interested in.
Oh, I forgot one thing. I like to do godly things with my godly friends. I like that a lot. A whole lot.
Oh yeah, and the
A
fun
whole
fact,
lot.
we already know. Fun fact, I actually have over 80 lipsticks.
It's true. I think she showed it to us.
I do. I have over 80 lipsticks.
Yeah, she does.
And that's just lipsticks. That's not even lip glosses and lip.
Yeah.
Never mind. Just know it's a lot. It's a lot. I love lipstick like Shawnee, and traveling too.
Yeah. For me, my interests are apologetics wise is church history, early church history. I just, having grown up in church, I didn't hear any of that. I didn't hear anything of what happened past the book of Acts. And so that is my interest, just learning more about it and, strengthening my knowledge of the scriptures with studying that. What else about me? Roxby in the live chat and Nate in the live chat will attest to this. I like to help people with their hugs. If it could be a ministry, I would have a side ministry of Hug 101. And I just help some people don't hug like properly. And so sometimes people will hug you and they'll just like put their hand on your back, and that's not a hug. You're just touching my back. And so I just like to assist people with hugs.
I don't like
I
hugging.
will be hugging. Michelle thinks that we won't hug.
We're not hugging. I'm not a hugger.
She doesn't know that that's not true. As well as Shawnee thinks that we're not going to hug. We're going to hug. It's fine.
The first time I met Dinu, no lie, she hugged me so hard, I legit thought I was going to pass out. Okay. And Dinu she's kind of petite, but that girl is strong. Okay. That girl's got some strong arms, but we've been pretty tight ever since. Actually, Dinu, you remember when we went to that place in Detroit, the Beans place? It was coffee. What was it called?
It was did it have like chicken in it or something?
I don't know. It was some soul food restaurant, right? Yeah. So it was me, a friend of mine, Dinu, and Vocab, and we were at the soul food restaurant, and the food was delicious. I said all that to say I'm a foodie. Like, I love me some soul food. Eating food brings me a lot of comfort, okay? When I'm having a bad day, if I don't call the Bodega Ladies, best believe I got something. I'm stuffing my mouth with something. I love to eat. Something else about me, I love music. I like to sing. Not a great singer, but I do like to sing. I actually sang backup for my favorite group, or at least some people in my favorite group, which is Commission. They are my absolute fave. So I got the opportunity to get a free trip to sing backup with Mitchell Jones, Carl Reed, and Park Stewart. So that was like I was like a kid in a candy store. I was so nervous and so excited because I've been listening to them pretty much since I was a kid. So anyway, love Commission. One more fun fact. I used to play violin for 8 years. I was actually pretty good. I don't know if I can still play, but it was kind of a thing for me. I stopped after I graduated high school though, because I ain't really had time for that. But as far as apologetics goes, I'm still kind of a newbie. I have a lot of channels, but I'm still like figuring things out and learning things. So I would say I don't really have a strong focus. It's just kind of general things. Like right now, I'm really trying to find out about proof for the resurrection and the existence of Jesus. I think that's really important because that's one of the things that the conscious community likes to come to us for. So that's what I want to know about. So yeah, that's all I got.
So now we'd like for us to get to a more serious matter. There has been some slander against Shotty Mills, Dana, Dinu, and myself. We have been accused of being apologists, and we have told people multiple times that we're not apologists. Ty is the only one who claims to be an apologist. So we just want y'all to know. We said what we said. We're not apologists. Ty is an apologist. Ty says, hey, this Miss Titus too, and I'm an urban apologist. She says that on her channel. We never said that. Not one time have any of us ever said it. He was like, oh, y'all urban apologists. And I'm like, I didn't say that. Dana didn't say that. Shotty, who's my twin, never said that either. I never heard Dee New say it either. She always said, I'm just a moderator. And she says it just like that. So I just wanted to address this serious matter of the slander that I've been hearing about us in the streets over almost a year now. It's almost been a year that I've been hearing this slander, and it's very salacious. It's very libelous, and we could sue over these things. Just know that we could sue because we keep saying we're not apologists, and you guys are not respecting our wishes.
Seconded.
We're going to start a petition, okay?
Yeah, with y'all's names on it.
These are the people that are calling us apologists, and we're not. One more thing I wanted to say about what my interests are is I'm interested in helping people get the facts of the faith, like that, the foundation, the essentials, the things that are important to every Christian, the things that we can't waver on. I'm very, very big on that, on understanding that and making sure that that's ironed down, because no matter what somebody comes at you with, if you know them essentials, you can look at them and be like, I might not know all about what you're talking about, but I know what I know, and what you're talking about and what I know don't line up. So this I got to reject this. But anyway, but yeah, we're not apologists either.
That was not a good time to make that statement when I just said we're not apologists.
No, you don't have
Thanks,
to be an
Shotty.
apologist.
Thanks, Shotty. Thank you, Shotty.
You just disproved.
No,
No, we're still not apologists. Again, it's
They
slanderous.
are
you
apologists.
don't have to
It's
be an
slanderous.
apologist to be concerned about that. You could be
That's true.
disciple making. That's making a
Mhm.
disciple. That's not being an apologist. That's taking people.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think that everyone.
If you want to be on that petition, put a 1 on the chat. If you want to be on that petition, go ahead and put that 1 if you want to be on that petition. Just know.
1.5.
Love the
If all
Lord.
the ladies are apologists on here.
No.
Say, hey, this is the truth about the Christian faith. You can't speak things into existence. You know what I'm saying? This is just us just being really good Christians and helping.
Shawty, I know you on here cussing. You can't speak stuff into existence. You trying to get us flagged.
No, you can't. Anyway,
like I said, we're not apologists. And we keep telling y'all this.
Disciple makers who love the Lord. That's it.
That's it.
And delicate flowers as well.
I'm a delicate flower.
Delicate flower. No.
The lioness and 3 delicate flowers who love the Lord. That's it.
Get into it.
Thank you for letting everybody know we're not apologists.
Yeah, because I mean the libelous statements have to end.
It has to.
They just have to. I mean, they're slanderous.
That's it. That's all. That's it.
Yeah, they're slanderous statements, and I'm like, what? How did you come to this conclusion?
Any kind of dialogue about faith with the Hebrew Israelite, you're automatically an apologist.
No. That's what. And they didn't say apologist correct to begin with. They used to say y'all apologetics. So I can't even take them serious and know what an apologist is anyway. So therefore, I'm neither one. I'm not an apologetics, nor am I an apologist. So now that we got that out the way, so we can now discuss some of our upcoming things that we have going on. We haven't set a date yet, but we will have an interview with Kanan Gonzalez. We need to get that. That'll be sometime in March. And we will also have Biblical Womanhood, since March is Women's History Month. We will also be discussing biblical womanhood. So those are the 2 things that we'll have going on in March. And Dawn has something coming up soon.
I'm going to talk on this coming Tuesday. It's going to be February the 23rd. Yeah. I will be on with BK, the BK apologist, where the BK stands for Buck and not for Brooklyn. We will be discussing some of the claims. We'll be talking about and going over some of the claims made by one named Young Pharaoh. He made some remarks about biology. Let's just say that about biology that we will be addressing. So it would be cool if you guys can tune into that show. It's going to be, like I said, on Tuesday at, I believe, 9:10. And it would be cool to see you guys in the live chat. So
thank you, Boo. So now we will, before we get to our unofficial / official titles, I want us to all tell everyone something about us that they probably don't know.
I'll go. You don't know this about me. I have been, it's not a big deal. I have been every hair color of the rainbow. That doesn't include blue. I didn't do blue, but you know, Lucky Charms, the cereal. I've been every one of those colors, even purple. That's it. That's what I gotta say.
Something you may not know about me, I really enjoy watching this older lady cook in the middle of the country. I watch these videos and I'll go down the rabbit hole and I'll just keep watching them. Y'all don't know that about me, but I love watching this lady. And it's the same lady. And she just be in the country cooking and I'll be watching.
Mm-hmm. She would.
All right, I guess I'll go. My favorite My favorite party game is Taboo. I love Taboo. Not so good at categories. We had a categories game over this weekend. Michelle crushed it. I'm still mourning the loss of that. And also, I love Miss Pac-Man. That is all.
I'll go. I won't go into deep details, but I actually like to watch pimple popping videos. Be quiet, Dana, Michelle, and Dinu. Do not say. Y'all just leave it. I like to watch pimple popping videos. Okay, that's all y'all gotta know. That's it.
She tried one day to get me to watch a pimple, and the way she presented it was like it was just this epic event of the century, like that I needed to watch a pimple being popped. And I'm like, Shani, I'm not gonna watch you watch someone pop a pimple, okay? It's not that big a deal. It's not deep, and it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, she be trying it. I just be like, girl, we not watching it. That's not my thing, boo.
I'm like, you can't get your moments back in life, and she wanted me to spend my moments watching a pimple being popped.
I was wondering if she was gonna be honest about that, because I was like, I wonder if she gonna tell that she watches these videos. And I be like, when she get quiet, I'll be like, Shadi, are you watching this video?
She got denied that day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we're still spilling tea, I might look all together and stuff on YouTube, but y'all, I'm a total klutz. Okay, I literally trip over my own 2 feet all the time. I don't even think the Bodega Ladies know that yet because we haven't had the privilege of all being in the same room together. But yeah, total klutz. That is all.
So, in high school, I took acting for 4 years and dance for 2 years. So when I graduated high school, I was a thespian, and I guess I still like acting. I almost started a cult when I was younger, and my teacher pointed out like you can't be doing this, and I was like, oh, never mind. I know that's what I was doing. Let's see. I don't believe in unconditional love. People get upset when I say that, but I just don't. I believe that love outside of like your parents, your siblings, got some conditions, and I have conditions for some of my siblings too. So just know, they're irreplaceable. But my love, I'm just gonna stop there. I just don't believe in unconditional love, and I have quit 4 people this year alone, this year by itself. And when I quit people, I quit you. I'm just be done with people when I quit them. And when I say that, people are like, ha ha ha, you're a Christian and you should be loving and blah blah blah. No. I quit you. I quit you. And some people know, like, yeah, she quit you. She really will quit you. They ain't gonna admit it, but they know who they are. I didn't tell nobody they was quit. They went and told everybody else, like, hey, tell her to tell them quit me. And I'm like, fam, you just quit. So, let's see here.
I'll pray for us, please.
Yeah. So I mean, there's other things, but we won't get into. That's been enough for one day. But just know, I don't believe in unconditional love. That seems to be the biggest problem that most people have. Or they'd be like, I can change you to think love is forever. And I'd be like, fam, only person that unconditional love is God, because I'd have been done with y'all too. But I digress. I don't believe in unconditional love. I mean, nothing's wrong with it. If you believe that, I just don't. So
yes, please.
I don't think, but seriously though, I honestly don't think nothing's wrong if you believe in unconditional love. Like, I just think outside of your parents, like most people's love have conditions. They won't admit it, but most people's love have conditions. It's conditional upon some form of action, some form of you being something they expect you to be. They have expectations of you. It is what it is, and I'm fine with it. Yes, I don't believe in it myself.
We make that a discussion.
What's there to discuss? I don't believe it. Y'all can believe it all day long. I just don't believe in unconditional love, and I'm happy with it, and it serves me well, and I'm okay with it.
We'll talk about it another time.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Next question.
So now we're going to go over who everybody is in the group. So the most protective is Dana, even though she was hiding just now. The most protective is Dana. If you say something to somebody she loves, she's going to get you. That's why she's the lioness and not Delicate Flower. she will get you. She's going to attack you. You're going to wish you hadn't said nothing or done whatever you did, because she is very protective. She's very quiet. She'll watch it, but she don't play about people she cares about. Everybody's best friend. No, she don't. Everybody's best friend is Shotty Mills. Um, it is true. It is true. Everybody loves Shotty, and that's fine. It's a reason she's over the top, and
Who
she's
they
like,
want? Shotty,
"Hey,
Shotty,
yeah," and
Shotty. Who they want?
she's
Shotty,
everybody's best friend.
Shotty, Shotty. Who they?
There's
Come
only
on.
10. There's 10 people in my life who is irreplaceable, and she's one of them.
She
But
is. I'm
don't.
trying to tell you, she everybody best friend,
But
fam.
my love is
Tell you.
not unconditional, so that could change. I'm just messing with you. So Ty is the troublemaker, because we would have only had one night had it not been for Ty coming and being like, you know what we should do? Let's go ahead and attack this young lady and beat up her false doctrine. And unfortunately, we fell for the okie doke. We fell for the okie doke. We was like, let's do it.
The false doctrine.
That's why I said attack the first doctrine.
We attacked false doctrine.
Yeah, that's what I said. Let's get her. And Ty, we did it anyway. We should have been like, no, Ty, let's not do this. And we was like, yeah, because what she said was wrong and stupid. I said the stupid part. They didn't. Let me not hold you. I said it was stupid because it wasn't right. But they were like, that's wrong, and we should say something about this. I should have ran in. And unfortunately, I didn't have it in me to run. I was like, yeah, because I didn't like the fact that this was wrong, and the whole thing she said was wrong, and all of it was wrong. So she's the troublemaker. Yeah, she's the troublemaker. Then she got us into other stuff that we won't discuss right now, but she's gotten us into other stuff. It is definitely, she's a reason they call her Tie Pack. It's a reason. She didn't earn that name just because she was like, California love. That's not why she earned it. She earned it because she's the troublemaker.
Put a 2 in the chat if you think that Ty is the delicate flower of the group.
No,
too.
let me not hold you. She's a troublemaker.
She's the troublemaker.
Yeah, she's a troublemaker. Just know that's true.
Put 2, not troublemaker. Just so we're clear.
All right. No, and the person who will nicely get you together, just go ahead. Yeah, everybody knows Ty. And the person who will nicely get you together is D New. D New, she's the one. She's the person I inspired to be as a moderator. And she will nicely get you together. She'd be like, that is not the form of conversation that we're having at this moment. You will not tell such and such how to run their chat. If you have a question pertaining to what we're discussing, then you can go ahead and ask your question. If it's not pertaining to that, then next thing you know, time down for 300 seconds. I used to be like...
She really is. She's an amazing moderator. She plays no games.
Zero.
Yes.
Who are you, Michelle?
Huh?
Who are you?
What?
What's your title?
I'm the nice one.
No.
The nice person you ever meet. They say I'm bossy, but let me not hold you. I'm not bossy. I am not bossy.
She tops every list that we make. Michelle tops it. She does.
I'm not, but just know Dana is number 4 on the bossy list.
No, you're number 3. You're number 3.
Dana's
I'm 4.
Listen, I won't lie. I'm usually 4. Ty's usually 5. Michelle is usually 1. She's on every list. She's 1. That's all.
All I'm saying is I don't think I'm bossy. See, this is why people say I'm bossy, because I'm like, this is what needs to be done. This is what the itinerary is going to look like. This is how we're going to run it. And this is it. This is what our schedule looks like. That's not bossy. It's called making sure there's order.
In the chat. Drop a 4 in the chat for Dana, because I'm
number
4.
She's not 4. She's number 3. Okay, I'm 1. That's what they say. I'm actually number 5. But I digress. They say I'm 1. Shani is number 2. Dana's number 3.
No.
D New is number 4, and Ty is number 5. That is the order of bossiness. I'm not bossy, but for some reason, people like to lie on my name. My name be being slandered all through this UA because I'm not bossy.
Phil Fox and James. Dana is number 4.
No, she's not. She's number 3. It is. Yes, that's right. It's being direct. It is direct. No, I'm not bossy. I just be like, this is how things need to be done. And I just have an expectation of how things should be done. Wow, Lenny. And this is why you're going to be quit next. All I'm saying is
long.
I'm not bossy. I'm not. No, you're number three. I'm not bossy. I just expect things when I stopped being bossy, things wasn't as smooth as they were when I was not being bossy, but making sure things were done. Let me not hold you. And we all know that part is true. Wow, wow, Alejandro. Wow, mi hermano. ¿Por qué, mi hermano? ¿Por qué?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, she
Okay.
is.
I just like to say it's not bossy rocks. It's delegation. You know, everyone needs a good delegator.
That's what I
in
am, a
their life.
delegator.
And
No,
sometimes
ma'am.
I pull it out of my back pocket, but then I put it back. I put it back in my back pocket, and I become delicate again.
Nope. Michelle, you earned that title.
I did not.
It's yours.
No, I'm not bossy. I just delegate things to be done properly and in order. And when I don't delegate things, they don't go as smooth. That's all I'm saying. So it's not me being bossy.
That makes you
It's
sleep well at night and gets you comfortable. Sure. We know you the bossiest.
I'm not bossy. Anyway, so the queen of the mods would go to D New. Like I said before, because she'll be like, excuse me, that is not what we're discussing at this moment. D New is definitely the queen of the mods. That is her title. She has earned that. Even before we met her, that's what everybody called her. So she's definitely the queen of the mods.
Yeah.
And the queen of the gifts is Shotty Mills. If you ever see her in a live chat, just know all her responses is going to have a gift next to it. Like all of them. Like it never fails. And then she find gifts that are like, I call them unicorns because I ain't never seen them before in my life, but she know where all of them are at. Like literally all of them. She never fails me. And even in our chats, all the gifts are typically her and Ty, but Shadi is the queen of the gifts. The queen of editing is Ty because her videos be on fleek, especially
Yeah.
the gopher. Like that's her mascot. I really be like dun dun dun. Like I expect the gopher in every video at this point. So her editing skills are quite amazing. Queen of the aliases is Dana because y'all just yeah, we don't know who we gonna get. Like if we're doing a Bible study or something, we just don't know who we gonna get. It's all. We just don't know. We done had Terry from Jumping Jack Flash. We done had Eve. Any Queen Latifah character, she's gonna come in as one of them at any given time.
She was Robin the other day. I'm like, who's Robin?
Yeah, I did too, because that was a new one.
Someone was telling my business. I'm like, who's telling my business in front of Robin? It was Dana. Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Because you guys know her as Dana, so I be saying her name on accident because I didn't meet her as Dana, and I'd be like, "Who?" When I met her, I was like, "Who is that?" She's like, "Well, you know." Like next thing I know, she got 50 other names. So that is she's definitely the queen of aliases. And the queen of cosplay is me because whenever you watch real reviews, you will catch me in something pertaining to whatever movie we're doing. Actually, I was going to go to BlurCon before coronavirus hit, and I was actually going as Scarlet Witch for one of my outfits, Inuyasha as another one, and a Sims character as one of my other outfits. And I was so excited, and then coronavirus happened. So hopefully we can go this year. We'll see what happens because my friend was like, they're going to have it this year. And I was like, yes, because I'm going. So, and after this, you guys, BK has a live. I don't know if it started yet. So if it has started, tune over to him and make sure you subscribe to his channel. And I think that's it. Do you guys have anything you want to add?
No. Thank you all for tuning in and getting to know us a little bit.
Oh, did you want to ask questions? We're opening to 2 questions. That's it. 2 questions.
I think I gave enough information, so I answered no questions.
2 questions.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you know, I had to talk to my brother about that. He tired me out and I did nothing. Okay, FYI.
No, you've done it. You did it a couple times. I ain't gonna call you out for what you've done, but you did a couple times.
No, I did it. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
So we got one more question. That was one question.
None is the answer.
None. There you go.
Y'all let Nate waste y'all question. That's terrible.
Here's the question. When's the next
Ask that
Bodega
question
Ladies
all
meetup?
the time. All the time. He has gotten the answer for it.
So we're gonna have in March we're going to try to squeeze in 2 shows for March. So we want to do the interview with Kanan Gonzalez, and then we also going to do biblical womanhood since March is Women's History Month. So we're excited about that. Oh yeah, and we have Bodega Lady shirt that was created by Alfredo specifically for us. But if you're a Bodega Lady fan or just a Bodega Lady in general, and y'all like, hey, I want to be part of the click, get you one. Go ahead, get you one. There's so many different colors, as you can see. We all have different colors on. So make sure you check that out to get your own Bodega Lady shirt. So we always try to have a theme when we do our videos. So if you look at our stuff, you will normally have like the same color on or something like that. And our official Bodega Lady colors is purple.
In honor of Juanita Bynum.
The lies you tell. A lie don't care who tell it, D-New. A lie don't care who tell it. You heard me? It is not because of Juanita Bynum. But that is our official color. We have any more questions you guys want to take?
Let's see. I don't see any more questions.
Perfect.
No, I don't see any more questions.
All right, you guys. We love you guys.
Oh, wait, no, it's one more on there.
What's the question?
Don't answer it.
How do we get you to take your true title of apologist?
Just know that you're being put on this petition, Mr. Phil Fox, because we've already warned you guys. But nobody wants to listen. It's all good. That's right. Purple is royalty. That's why we actually have it. It's not because of Juanita Bynum. D-New didn't mean that comment.
D-New is our favorite moderator. Sorry, Nate. Sorry.
We just literally said she's the queen of moderators, which means that everybody else is under her. She's the queen, and then there's whatever else. I guess y'all can be dukes and duchesses or something. I don't know. She's the queen though. Y'all can be dukes and duchesses. That's what y'all get. Prince, princess. I don't know. Whatever she gives y'all, that's what y'all can be. But the queen makes those decisions when it comes to the moderator game. I'm just like a moderator pauper. I only moderate like 3 channels, 4 maybe. I don't know. I just know. And when I do moderate, I do what D-New does.
Don't you mod on D Wood's channel?
Mm-hmm. David Wood, Damon Richardson, which is Urban Logia, BK, and somebody else. Probably here too. We'll see. I don't know.
You can reach us by email, social media. It's all Bodega Ladies if you need to reach out to the Bodega Ladies.
My favorite moderator is D-New. Who?
I said all the moderators are our favorite.
Yeah. Whoever getting the job done, we love you all.
You and all the rest of the moderators.
Yeah. We love all the moderators. All the moderators are wonderful. She's just a queen. Sorry. But we love you all though.
We love you all. I think that's it. You can if you want
I want to say just thank you to everyone who just supports us and who has the confidence that you have in us. We really appreciate it. It's not easy to do this for some of us. So your support and your kind words to us mean a lot. So thank you very much.
Yes. We do love you guys, and we do appreciate the support that you guys have given us, and we hope that you guys now know a little bit more about us, because we didn't want it to be like overly theological, but we still wanted it to be fun and something that you guys would just enjoy watching, because we have so much theology coming at us. Sometimes it's good to be like, hey, guess what? I don't believe in unconditional love, and that's all I'm gonna say. But we do love you guys. We thank you for coming to our channel. We thank you for watching our video. Don't forget, BK, run over there right now and be like, Bodega Lady sent me, fam.
All right. We love y'all. Peace.